Amen. You know, one of the fun things about Oakland is that even before I was sworn in to this city council, the city council voted unanimously to join the lawsuit in support of equal rights. Every member of the city council and our city attorney, as well as our mayor, our congresswoman, stand united with us. And thank you, Councilwoman Jean Quan, who's here, and Councilmember Pat Kernahan, who's here, and thank you to every member of the Oakland City Council because they all voted unanimously to take this stand. And we are very honored to have with us today Oakland City Attorney, who, as the attorney for all of us here in Oakland, is standing up for justice. And if you would come join us to share, Oakland is officially part of this lawsuit in support of justice and equality, and we're very pleased to have with us here today City Attorney John Russo, and let's give him a welcome. Thank you.
I want someone to remind me in the future never to follow Byron Williams. About half my speech has to go now. I mean, literally, half the stuff is, I'm basically going to reiterate some of what he said. Good afternoon. My name is John Russo, and I'm here because about 20 years ago, I was recruited by you and by the righteousness of our common endeavor. I'll make this short so we can get to the fun part, as any ceremony that has to do with love. The fun part, being Italian, as you know, is eating. So the fun part is about the cake. What we saw in court yesterday was not the final argument that will decide the fate of same-sex marriage in California or in the United States. What we should try to remember, following on what Brian said, is that the other side is fighting a cause that is already lost. The arc of history does bend toward justice, and we will see justice for same-sex couples in California and in the nation. It may not be as soon as we want. We'll see what the court does. Progress in civil rights never is as soon as it ought to be. We may have more setbacks, but I ask you to think how far we've come in just the last 10 years in the lifetime of even some of you who are a lot younger than I am, because I just turned 50, which is the new 49. I do remember very well growing up in New York City. I remember the Stonewall riots. I was 11 years old at the time. It's not that long ago. The world has changed dramatically. We do have a long way to go, but we've come a long way, and we will get there. We will get to where we need to be. As California goes, so goes the rest of the nation. And when we overcome this exercise in bigotry, that is Proposition 8, in our state, it won't be long before the nation follows. Unfortunately, California's initiative process invites this kind of abuse. In a state where Oakland cannot raise a tax to pay for libraries or police without a 2/3 vote of the electorate, we live in a state where raising the car tax by $1 takes a 2/3 vote, but eliminating somebody's fundamental right to marry can be done with a 50% plus 1 vote. Something is wrong there. Changes to our Constitution should never be allowed by a bare majority of voters. Of course, we are all hoping, wishing, praying that the Supreme Court sticks to its guns and again rules that marriage is a basic right that cannot be taken away from any one group of people, that offends equal protection, that offends justice. But if the court, on legalistic grounds, does rule against us, it will be heartbreaking. And there will be a strong desire to feel hatred for those who are taking hateful actions against us and our brothers and sisters, against our family members, our neighbors, our colleagues, our fellow citizens. But while the actions of the other side are hateful in many cases, it would be, as Byron said, and this is why you took my speech here, it would be a mistake, not just morally, but strategically, a mistake to return that hate. The truth is, I feel sorry for them. Anyone whose concept of God is so limited that they would believe that the Almighty, the unknowable, the One, is so limited as to restrict love to one particular group of human beings, I feel sorry for that narrow and crabbed conception of the Almighty. I feel sorry for anyone who is so insecure that they believe that the sanctity of their own marriage depends on denying that sanctity and blessing to anyone else. We should never compromise. I'm not arguing for compromise. There is no compromise on this issue. When the Oakland City Council voted on my resolution, back when I was a council member 13 years ago, on instituting domestic partnership, I said then, this is a mere way station to full marriage rights. We should never compromise that. But we don't gain anything by responding to demonization, by demonizing other people as well. How we deal with the wins and the losses, the ups and downs along the way, how we deal, most importantly, with those who are hateful toward our cause, and how we love each other will determine our path to justice. No matter what the court decides in the next few months, we, all of us here in Oakland, I think, are united that we will continue to fight for marriage equality, for equality under the law for all Californians, and we will achieve it. So thank you very much for being here. Let's eat some cake.